Today I will review the Aufero Laser Cutter from Ortur. When Ortur asked for a review of the Aufero that I'm unpacking here, it caught my interest, as in contrast to many other laser devices, it can not only engrave, but it can cut many different materials. Overall, the possibilities are much closer to a 40-watt CO2 laser like the K40, but the laser is portable and quite lightweight. The laser comes pre-assembled and nicely packaged. It is modular and can be used with 3 different modules. Before we talk about the 3 different modules, let's talk about the software side first. I love the fact that the Aufero is using an open source solution called GRBL as a controller. As this firmware is quite popular, there are a lot of different software alternatives available. Ortur recommends Lightburn as a commercial software and Laser Gerbil as a free alternative. I tested the laser with Lightburn, but I don't want to pay their license fee. Laser Gerbil looks quite nice, but I was not able to get it up and running on Linux. The solution I would recommend is LaserWeb. It is an open source software that is very well designed and runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, and even on the Raspberry Pi. It comes with quite a few features that make it a very powerful tool. For Windows there is an installer, for Linux you just download the app image. LaserWeb comes with a safety feature that it will only send data to a known firmware. As the Aufero does not send the firmware identifier after the connect, we need to reset the laser when it connects. Just create a file that is called .env and paste the string reset_on_connect equals 1 into that file. After restarting LaserWeb, it should recognize the laser running GRBL 1.1. When running the software for the first time, we need to adjust some settings. Under Settings, we start from a generic GRBL machine. In the machine section, we adjust the width and height of the working area to 180 by 180, which is the maximum size the Aufero can handle. The other necessary changes we are going to make in the G-code section. Just copy and paste the settings you see on the screen from the written website article. LaserWeb offers a lot of other features, like using a numpad or gamepad for moving the laser head, adding a camera feed, and many more to explore. These might be worth another video. Now let's add a file and start cutting something. In the file section of LaserWeb you can add raster and vector images in the upper part. You then drag the document in the lower section to create an operation like cutting or engraving. While this might seem to be double work at first, it is actually quite handy, as you can select different parts of a vector image to be cut with different parameters. For now, let's just set the speed and we are done. In the control panel, we can home the laser, let it indicate the area we are going to work on, and then hit run and let it cut the piece. As we got the software out of the way, let's focus on the laser itself. I got 3 different modules to check. This is the LU2-2 with a power of 1 to 1.6 watt. The assembly is just to connect ground and a small plug and we are ready to go. The laser comes with an aluminium cylinder that you can place under the module to adjust the focus. The primary purpose of this module is engraving. You can engrave very nice and dark pictures in wood, and it will also work on painted metal, leather and other materials. Besides engraving, it is also able to cut paper and cardstock. The laser comes with an Excel file that helps you find the right setting for each material. This is very nice, as when I first got the K40 laser, I had to try and experiment a lot to find the right settings. You should go with this module if you mainly want to engrave and cut some paper and maybe fabrics or leather. If you want to cut thicker wood, then the LU2-4SF is worth a closer look. This module can be attached to the same base with fastening one screw and fixing the ground wire. Before making things with the laser, it is worth to have a look at the security. In the past, I have built enclosures for laser engravers where the beam could easily bounce off from the surface. This cover that is held in place with magnets seems reasonably safe to me. But even with the enclosure, you should always wear safety glasses. Cutting MDF with 150 mm per minute, which is a bit slower than a CO2 laser, works actually quite fine. Also here, the engraving is very dark, sharp and detailed. When cutting material directly on a piece of steel, you get ugly burn marks on the underside of your piece. It is therefore advisable to get a simple bed. You can get an aluminium honeycomb structure for around 15 to 20 bucks at eBay. Besides MDF, we can also cut 4mm plywood. Cutting only test pieces quickly gets boring, so let's make a small box. The boxes.py box generator is awesome for a quick box design. We just select the size of the box and get a shape that is ready to be cut. In LaserWeb, we select the blue outlines to be cut as the first job by applying the stroke filter. In a second operation, we cut the pieces free. With a little bit of glue, we have a small box with a lid. The next thing we want to cut is some wood veneer. As Christmas is approaching quickly, let's cut a reindeer from the oak background and a matching inlay from darker wood. The small diameter of the laser beam is a big advantage when cutting pieces that should fit together. They neatly friction fit in one another, although I have cut both with the same shape. For the K40 laser cutter, I always had to compensate for the width of the laser beam. This makes inlay work so much easier. To finish the project, we glue more veneer to the sides. One coat of hard wax oil and we are done with the box. Let's now look at the third module, the LU2-4LF. As the previous module, it comes with a power of 4.5 to 5.5 watt and is able to cut even a bit faster through most materials. The focus length for this module is set in the same way as for the LU2-2 with the 50mm metal cylinder. It is able to cut all the materials that the LU2-4SF can cut. Let's start with an engraving on a slate coaster. The classic Picasso camel engraves nice and deeply. For cutting, we can attach an air assist to this laser module. It comes with all the hoses and connectors. You only need a small aquarium pump in order to get the air assist running. I will drop a link to the one I am using in the description. Get the headless screw in the back of the laser loose and unscrew the cone. The cap on the side is removed so that we can slide it over the inlay. Then secure the hose with the cap. Attach the air assist to the laser and secure it with a long screw. The connector on the pump is not ideal, but with a bit of hot glue, the hose fits actually quite well. The air pressure of the pump is not going to be high, so the connection should be good enough. The hose is connected with the air regulator, and another piece of hose is connected to the small pump that I bought on Amazon. Let's cut a simple shape with the air assist turned off and another one with the air assist turned on. You can clearly see that the cut is much cleaner with the air assist. Also, if you are planning to cut thicker material in multiple passes, an air assist helps to remove the burn material from the cut and allows you to cut deeper. For another project, I need a piece of leather, which the laser cuts without any problems. Also, cutting colored acrylic is fast and easy. The laser is, due to its wavelength, not able to cut clear acrylic. With some painter's tape, it is possible to engrave clear acrylic on the surface, but even when coloring the surface or covering it with black paper, I was not able to get a good cut. So let's recap and look at some of the key features of this laser. If you follow the link in the description, the current price of the Aufero with the LO2-4LF module is around €300. I think this is a decent price given the features. Compared with the K40 laser, you would save around $100. I also like the fact that the LO2-4LF gives you the possibility to attach an air assist, something that requires quite a bit of fiddling around with other laser cutters such as the K40. The capacity of the Aufero is 180 by 180 millimeters. The key advantage is that you can put it on top of the workpiece to engrave, for example, your maker mark on a piece of furniture. Also, the structure is made from standard aluminum profile, so increasing the size to 200 by 300 mm would cost less than €20. However, I like the portability of the device and will not upgrade it for now. When it comes to the cutting speed and performance, it is really similar to a CO2 laser. Only for transparent acrylic, I would look for a different device with a different wavelength. The fact that it is not based on some proprietary firmware but uses Gerbil is great. I think I will attach a Raspberry Pi to the machine and install the laser web server on the Raspberry so that I can use the machine in wireless mode. The safety of the machine without enclosure can never match an enclosed machine, but for a portable laser I don't see a lot of safety features one could add. If you plan to install it permanently, I would build a plywood box with a tinted acrylic door around it. This would not only increase the safety, but also would offer a possibility for adding an exhaust fan. Let me know what you think about this laser in the comments. If you're looking for a project idea with a laser cutter, have a look at the videos linked below and don't forget to subscribe.